I love beef. I eat beef every day pretty much.
The price of beef going up by double digits.
So have you noticed the price of beef going up?
Price of everything, but yeah, the price of meat in general.
But do you know what's in your meat? From microplastics to PFAS, when you're shelling out the big bucks, we're asking how to make sure your beef is as safe as possible.
How do you protect yourself and your family?
Well, federal studies say at least 45% of the nation's tap water has one or more type of chemicals called PFAS. And microplastics have been found everywhere, including in people's blood, even brains.
Yeah, but do you ever think about the chemicals that could be in that pricey pound of ground beef? KIRO 7's Lindsay Sheldon asked the experts about how to reduce your risk.
I like a sirloin steak, peppercorn sauce.
We love a ribeye on the grill, and then ground beef, burgers.
A Wagyu steak thrown in there and porter and stuff like that.
Ah, beef. If you eat meat, how do you resist a beefy burger or a sirloin steak? These days, a bite of this is costing people more. In August of 2024, Americans were paying about $5.58 a pound for ground beef. That's according to the Federal Reserve Bank. This August, it was at $6.32 a pound. That's a jump of about 13%.
You have to budget, you have to buy better.
But how often do you think about what's in your food and how to get the best and healthiest bang for your buck? Do you think about chemicals in your food?
I really don't, honestly.
Ryan Babadi says maybe you should.
PFAS are known as forever chemicals.
He's the science director at Toxic Free Future.
Other examples of chemicals in plastics that we should be concerned about include phthalates and bisphenols like BPA. They're associated with a number of health outcomes, including cancer and endocrine disruption.
Babadi says any of these chemicals could be in your meat. Studies cited by the state of Washington say exposure can lead to issues with development for kids and with reproduction. These chemicals can get into food through water and irrigation systems, at processing facilities, and from packaging. The USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service checks for bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella. But KIRO 7 found out it also started testing beef for PFAS in 2019. It told us it tests about 1,000 samples a year, and that since it started, less than 0.2% of beef samples tested positive for PFAS, with none of them positive last year. It calls the program exploratory and says no regulatory levels for PFAS have been set at this time. So we wanted to know, at the grocery store,
How do you choose something that reduces the risk?
I try and look for products that are fresh and don't contain packaging. I think if you try and consume foods that aren't ultra processed or packaged, that's a safe bet.
Babadi says he also tries to make sure once he gets the food home, it doesn't come in contact with more plastics. That means using a wooden cutting board instead of a plastic one, storing the food in a glass container if you can, and not heating up any plastic packaging, even if it says microwave safe. He says you can also use cleaning products with the Safer Choice logo. That shows they don't have certain harmful chemicals in them. Chemicals that could end up on a surface that touches your food. There are some changes underway, too. Toxic Free Future's website has a list of restaurant chains and stores that already have or are in the midst of phasing out PFAS from their packaging.
You don't need it to be anti-grease, you just need it to hold the burger for like a minute, and I'm just going to devour it.
And Babadi points to action from the State Department of Ecology, restricting the use of certain chemicals in items, including drink cans.
But there's more work to be done. There are safer alternatives that are available. They shouldn't be in the products to begin with. They don't belong in our food, and they don't belong in our bodies.
Lindsay Sheldon, KIRO 7 News.
So if you want to see what your favorite brands have done to phase out PFAS from some packaging, we actually have a list linked to this story right now on KIRO7.com.